Well, good day, runners. This is Coach Peter Pym for the week of May 27th. Thank you, Steppenwolf, for that lead-in. The lead singer, John Kay, he went to high school in Toronto, Humberside Collegiate. Shout out for Humberside. It's Friday morning, coffee brewed, and have just caught up on the news. I see some Russian scientists were poking around in the Arctic and discovered a really well-preserved woolly mammoth embedded in the ice and even got its blood. And get this, they're thinking of cloning it. Great. Just what we need. A hairy elephant walking around the planet. Actually, maybe they could just clone a bunch of them and drop them off in Syria, and bringing people together, dealing with a common crisis. Well, terrible what's going over there. Okay, so what do I feel like talking about today? Let's go with cross-training. How often these days do we hear of or read about cross-training? Back in my high school days, that would be well into the last century. I don't ever recall hearing the term cross-training. I probably would have thought it meant training when you're cross or angry. Anyway, so back then when I got hurt, all I did was nothing. Just boo all, ate hamburgers, drank chocolate milkshakes, and posed at the charcoal pit near Dundas and Kipling in Etobicoke. Yep, undoubtedly put on some really unnecessary weight at the pit. Great hamburgers, though. But then I couldn't figure out why I was so much slower when I got back into training. Nowadays, we all know cross-training refers to doing other activities other than running to either maintain our fitness while we're injured or to enhance recovery from tightness and soreness, and to supplement training to make us stronger always, even when we are healthy. It also does the job of burning the calories, maintaining that weight so we can continue to eat the way we're used to, just like Oprah. Hey, 19 years ago, Oprah Winfrey ran 4:29 and change at the New York City Marathon. Things change. Well, apart from the physical benefits, it can really be important for the sake of our heads. I mean, one of the appeals of running is it offers many frequent weekly rewards. I mean, each week you become accustomed to these run missions that you've planned and executed, and that just breeds a nice, satisfactory feeling of accomplishment. Very cool. Very easy to get addicted to these little hits or fixes, especially according to our non-running friends. Admittedly, when these fixes are taken away, we can suffer withdrawal, and that can be freaking depressing. I've been there. So it's important to immediately create an alternative cross-training program, and you can be cagey about working, the many muscles and your cardiac system in a way that doesn't aggravate what's been injured. Let me give you a few examples. You can use pool running, and your feet are not touching the bottom of the pool while you're doing this. It's a great skill to hone, and after a few sessions, it's easy to visualize and feel like you're running on land. I recall, many years ago when I did have one stress fracture, the one I've had in my life. I was not really keen on going into the pool, but it was amazing. Like after a couple of sessions, it became almost like running for me. Just did little squares in the slow lane with the gray hairs. Here's an example of a recent pool running workout I prescribed. You get in there and go 5 minutes easy, kind of warm up, then 5 times 20 seconds hard and 40 seconds easy, then take 2 minutes easy, then do 5 times 45 seconds hard and 90 seconds easy, then 3 minutes easy, then 5 times 90 seconds hard and 2 minutes easy, then 5 minutes easy. There's a gazillion ways you can prescribe pool workouts to make them more interesting. Tend to make the intervals a little bit shorter. You can use the stationary bike for cross-training, of course, and for someone with a calf tissue injury, I often will have them pedal a bike with just their heels. That's important, just the heels on the pedals, in order to divorce the foot flexor muscles from the action. With weight training, I'll often suggest making the last set very high reps. They may be accustomed to doing 3 sets of 12 to 15 reps, but if you're not able to run, I like to increase the third set, perhaps repeating the motion up to 60 seconds in order to address the endurance aspect of the muscle fitness. By the way, it's amazing how little you need to do in order to maintain pretty close to your fitness levels. Many detraining studies have shown this. Perhaps one of the most publicized examples of the usefulness of cross-training was the American marathoner Joan Benoit, who had minor knee surgery 17 days before the 1984 U.S. Olympic trials. She used the pool to train, and she won the trials, and then 3 months later was the gold medalist in the first ever women's Olympic marathon. Oh, and another tip, if for some reason you can't run but can cross-train, you can roughly gauge your success at meeting your aerobic fitness by monitoring your resting heart rate to see if it remains about the same while you're away from the running. I did a blurb about this in my question and answer section, which you can check out. So, that's it for now. Have a good balance of the week, and we'll get Steppenwolf to take us away.